In the last video, we made an island that looks exactly like a feather for feathered species, and we put already in the Deinocheirus. Today it's time for another animal, so let's get this started and jump into today's build. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Feathered Frontiers. Today we are going to continue with our feathered styled island, on which there are only going dinosaurs, or let's say specimens, that are feathered. So obviously with the range that has been upgraded quite significantly with the latest update and the DLC, in terms of feathered dinosaurs, we are going to fill this island relatively easy. You guys have voted for the other ones, except the ones that are obviously in the pack. But today we're going to bring in two of them, and trust me, I'm going to try to pronounce them only once. So we are going to have the Jeholopterus or Jeholopterus. I have no idea how to pronounce that one. Which is obviously the smallest animal we have in the game, and also the smallest flying animal we have in the game. So I thought, it's easy enough to only have one dome. We don't even need to enlarge that one, as you can tell. Very teeny tiny one. I had a couple of things where I struggled, especially with the placement of this viewing dome. I gotta say though, I had to change a couple of things until it finally worked. So yeah, sometimes the hit zones are a bit weird. Anyways, and then we are going to continue to do a little Deinocheirus or Deinocheirus. Again, I have no idea how to pronounce these animals. I wasn't even able to remember after watching the species field guide 10 times. It's becoming a lot more complicated now for me. The fan favorites I can pronounce, but then again, it's getting harder and harder simply because English is not my mother language or mother tongue. But even in German, I would have a hard time pronouncing these animals because of the Latin stuff in there and whatever they come up with. Beautiful looking ancient animals. Kind of how we can call them. Anyhow, yeah, changing a couple of these facilities and amenities is also important because I had a couple of issues with the park, because I wanted to make the park also run well and have a couple people in, and so I needed to change a couple of these things, also make them look nicer. But you'll see that later on in the real-time part again. We are going to make a wonderful little real-time part in which we're going to have a little stroll through the park, I should say, which obviously needs to be done quite now. This time I also remembered making a save file so that we are not going to spoil anything from the next episode. I guess also the next episode is going to be the last one already, because it's not that huge of a park. So the next one might be the one where we put in, as you guys voted, the Deinocheirus, again another animal that I can pronounce wonderfully. The T-Rex is going to go in as the feathered version, obviously, as the hero of the game. I totally agree with you, Kane. Might be interesting to have it in here as well. And we obviously are going to have the teeny tiny Sinosauropteryx. Sinosauropteryx. I gotta have to learn them all, but eventually playing the game more often and talking more often about them will make me a better pronouncer. Is that even a name, a word? I have no idea. Anyways, so this is the park, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I tried to put a lock in, but apparently that was too big, so I just put in like a little waterfront, a couple of plants here and there, made sure that we get some rocks in. Also, I love the new feature of the random rock placement. It just makes a lot of sense to have that in, and yeah, it's really good. I totally like how this overall feels now. The game feels so much more fleshed out and so much more enjoyable, even without mods. And I gotta say, that's a huge testament to the development team that still keeps on doing good stuff for the game. I mean, obviously, many people may have lost interest during the time because they are used to like the level of individualization of Planet Zoo, for example. But I think it's fair to not compare the two games on that level, simply because it's really unfair. Also, if you go too much into the details of the animals and stuff, these two games are nothing to compare. The only thing they have in common is the same engine, and obviously some of the models of the foliage pieces and stuff are the same as well. It makes sense, using the symbiosis or the synergy effects within Frontier. Why would you model like a palm tree 2 times? Why would you model an elm tree 2 times? It makes no sense if you have a wonderful high poly model to not use them in the two games. But even though in those two games they were totally different. So for example, in Planet Zoo we don't have a brush, you know, a foliage placement brush or anything like that. We do have the individual trees to put down, and in this game we have both. Like, we have the individual trees, but we also have a brush to be used. Even though I have to say now, I really would love to see a brush in Planet Coaster in Planet Zoo as well. I think it would really upgrade the versatility, how you can play with it, so it kind of helps. But yeah, so speaking about plants, it's a good point, because I wanted to make a little seating area here next to the dome, simply because, you know, there's not really that much I wanted to fill in that area. It should be really the one that has the aviary as a highlight in, and then on the opposite side we need to see what is in there. I also love the fact how these little small fellas fly around here. Speaking of flying though, it sometimes has a bit of a weird thing going on that they fly backwards. I'm not sure if they, like, if that's intentional or not, but it just kind of happens to, you know, happen here and there. It's a totally different approach, obviously, because they're so small. They have a huge free area to roam and fly in. For the most part, it looks really decent, but I can tell now why Frontier may have some issues ironing out where exactly this is going. But yeah, I was speaking mainly about how this could be done in Planet Zoo as well. So maybe that's the reason why they still have issues going on. The system, how it is in Planet Zoo, is so much different from what we see in this game that it makes a lot of sense that we have the aviaries, because they just have the very decisive, or like dedicated, this is the word I was looking for, space in which they fly. So programming wise, this is a lot more easy to realize. But yeah, so this is a very long and big habitat. Again, I wanted to emphasize the form factor of the feather by using certain textures, trying to get a bit of a higher and lower, like, you know, a bit of variation into the terrain. Not too much though, because the overall shape needs to remain the same most of the time. And then we are going to put the Deinocheirus in here as like their wonderful habitat, trying to round up some of the areas. I gotta say though, I think my biggest issue with the game still is, I mean, in specific, this build doesn't really favor any potential good viewing galleries. But one thing I really do miss in this game by now is a variety of fences. Like the gates and fences we have, it almost feels like they are still a part of the old Jurassic Park, you know? What do I mean by that? Well, it's pretty simple. Frontier, or Universal as well, I guess, have taken a huge step into a lot of different species. It's not the usual big old Jurassic Park where all the animals are like Hollywood animals. There's a lot more accuracy on these feathered specimens here than they used to be. They are just somewhat Jurassic-fied, I want to call that, but they're coming from a more accurate point of view. And so we have also a huge variety of animals that are not even dangerous at all. So we could have lower fences, we could have glass walls and stuff like that. But the game didn't really evolve with that. We still do have the same old gigantic, like insanely big fences that even do not act as a viewing gallery. So maybe it would be really cool to have some fence pieces that act as a viewing gallery, but they're just like fence pieces. Like almost as if you put a gate in, would be really nice to be able to put some glass or whatever viewing gallery in that is not like this big building, but actually would give you a chance to make like very nice viewing galleries out of the path and stuff like that. So yeah, that would be really good. But how about talking about this while we have a stroll in the park, shall we? So I would say let's just jump over into the game, have a little real-time part, and then, yeah, that's that for the time-lapse. See you after the cut. As promised, here we are in the real-time part, and as you can tell, here we are already on the left-hand side with our Deinocheirus habitat. And again, just as I was talking about this, we do not have a pretty barrier over here. Simply because I want to keep it rather open. I mean, we do have these invisible ones. I'm a fan of them in terms of flexibility to build, but realistically, obviously, they are not my favorite. But yeah, this is the way to keep them inside of this really cool, like, natural habitat. We're going to have a look at this in a bit of a moment, but first of all, let's move forward to the aviary, because that's kind of cool as well. Not quite sure why the path is so broken here at times, but it doesn't look that bad from above. But from the first person, it doesn't look quite as as nice. But yeah, you can see this is our little chill area where you can, you know, get a seat over here, like sit down, enjoy, and in the background you do have the aviary. Can we actually spot some of the animals flying around? Yeah, there's one in the background, though that's quite far away. So we have to move a little bit closer. I'm not quite sure where exactly the entrances are, so let's see if that building over here marks an entrance or what exactly. Oh, I think this is just like a bunker or something like that. There are some more Deinocheirus, but we are looking at them later on, so we're going to have a little tour over here. Look at that. This is we can open this building if we want to, but I don't want to go into this one. Let's move along here and take the path to the other side. I think this is where the viewing gallery is. So that one over here could be a viewing gallery. I think it is. So let's just take a little walk into this building. There you go. Look at that. This is kind of cool. This is right next to the feeder, exactly as I wanted it to have. We see all the insects, you know, flying out of this kind of fruit thingy. It's kind of rotten fruit to have more insects around, right? But where are the dinosaurs? Look at that one. I'm not even trying to pronounce their names, but look, there's one flying. I'm quite a big fan of them. Like, it's so cool to have an addition like that. Oh, look at them coming over here right now. Oh, look at these plants, by the way, in the background for all our Planet Zoo friends. they might spot them now. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. Look at them just chilling down here. Okay, so this is what we see from in here. Can we also switch the view? I think there's really not that much to switch to. Switch Q&E. Okay, we can go to the side. That's about it. Okay, well, let's exit the building and just go to another one, which I think the entrance is also from the background. Let's see where I put this. Totally forgot about that. Somewhere over here should be the entrance into that one. I think it's this. This should be the remote viewing gallery, right? Oh yeah, this is the one where we go through the tunnel and we are inside of it. Look at that. Now we get this beautiful view. I really do love it. I really do love the fact that we do have these domes view now. We can just change our position if we want to. Oh, it's so good. Look at the little plants here. Love it. I know them as well. So cool to see all my favorite plants from Planet Zoo in Jurassic World Evolution 2 now. That's so good. Look, this one is just trying to get higher. Actually, the flying is really good. Not really sure what that was with the like backwards flying kind of thing. Again, not sure if they do this, but hummingbirds do this as well, so maybe that's kind of, they're related to them. Not really, right? They're not really related, so I'm not sure. But yeah, so this is the habitat. I think there's really not too much to talk about. Let's just sneakily go in to show you a bit more. Can I do this with the first person camera, by the way? I can't. How do I get in there? I think I have to put myself in there, right? Can I just take the first person view and... Oh, I can't. Select start location. Oh, it works. That's kind of interesting. But okay, we are in here now. Look, this is kind of cool. So, can I also go onto the rocks? I can't even jump. Okay, I want to have the ability to jump. That would be really cool. I wanted to check really quick. I didn't. If they do also land on the rocks or on the trees, do they? I'm not sure if they do. I know that obviously this perching thing they do. But I'm not sure if they do this, I mean, on the buildings as well. We all know that. Look at that, how close we can get. Yeah, scratchy. Look at that. Awesome. They are so tiny. Like, so tiny. That's so cool. Also with the people in here. One thing I wanted to point out, which I found really cool, is that we do have the same kind of vending machines in here again. It's a little bit sad that they can't kind of continue with the same, you know, brands they have already in the Planet franchise. That would be really cool, but obviously they cannot. Gosh, I love it. I love it. I really would love to see more, like, being able to actually go into the tunnels and stuff. That would add kind of a level of detail to it, but yeah, it's all fine the way it is. Alright, let's finally move out of this one and go back onto our main road, because we still have stuff to see. As you can see, there's like a hotel over here just to get some more people in, some facilities. As you can tell, like a little bit of coffee. Gosh, I need another coffee today. It's quite early on. I need a coffee with the trash bins and stuff like that. I really do like the backstage. It's really nice. Look at that. I want these as individual pieces to just make more clutter. That would be awesome. I mean, we got one new one, but apart from that, it's all, you know, it's all not the nicest. Also, I'm just quite not sure. This is the German map, but I can't really recall that we do have rock faces like that in Germany, including the color of the stone. Maybe in a part that I don't know of. But yeah, so last episode we've already been here with the Yosemite habitat. As you can see, there's one strolling around, people ziplining above it, but we don't want to go here. We do want to go to the Deinocheirus. Let's just go over there and have a little look. Oh my god, it's quite crowded in here, so putting all the amenities in here really did help. But you can tell how insanely big those animals are. Like, they are gigantic. It's really, really cool to see them really that up close, but yeah, they're super gigantic. I think it's that viewing gallery over here we need to enter. Or was it that one? I'm not completely sure. So let's just move to this one real quick again. And can we also enter that from... Ah, yeah, we can also enter that from the outside. Awesome! Look, there's one sleeping over here. Can I just get a better view of that one? I mean, look at the placement. Just like really next to... Ah, I love that. I love this view. This is absolutely fantastic. Really big fan of it. Really big fan. Just quickly took a screenshot of that. Oh, look at that. It's just standing up and right in front of us. Oh, that's so good. I wish the sun was positioned a little bit more different, but it's still really good. Oh, look, it's just getting a little snack here. Oh, yeah. I mean, just as an experience, that is the advantage of these new domes shown in a split second. Really, really cool. Let's see what the others do. Okay, this one is gone. There's just like a rock in front of us. Oh, no, it's still sleeping there. What's the other view? Look at that. There you go. Oh gosh, it's looking so good. You're standing up as well for us now, because you are in the sunlight, and I like this even more. Look, I want to see your face. Come on, just stand up for us. Oh my god, look at that. This is so fantastic. Yep. I do quite like these dome views. Hey, did you just take a selfie with that one? Never checked the people doing selfies, but yeah, apparently they do. Alright, so we're outside of the building again. Let's just follow this one around. It's looking so good. Yeah, awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Okay, there's still a little bit more to see. Not quite much, but there's just kind of a little bit to see. We do have like a teeny tiny little fountain element on this side with the waterfront. Nothing too crazy, just like a little bit of an element to have some more style going on. I will put some rocks on the outside, but apart from that, it already kind of looks good. We have like another view over here, which I wanted to quickly check. Can I also enter this with a... Oh yeah, look at that. So we have another cool one with... Oh wait, I want to see how they're eating the fishies. Look, can you just have another one fish for us? Wait, we can see better from the other side, right? Look, that looks so cool. Tasty. Look at that, with the little fish in the mouth. Oh, that's so good. Can I also... Wait a second, let's just do the slow-mo. I can't get the slow-mo from the first person. That's a pity. Chew a little fish down. It's kind of cool to have an omnivore finally in the game. It's really, really good. Oops, wrong button. So it makes the whole thing even more versatile yet again. Love it. This one over here is my favorite pattern, at least of the ones I made. Not sure what exact skin combination that is, but I like this one. I like this one over here as well, but at the moment I'm just like in the gray tones. I'm not sure why, but it's looking good. This one also looks really dope. Not gonna lie, this one looks absolutely flawless as well. Really good. Really, really good looking lad over here. Yeah, as I said, I'm a big fan of these dinosaurs. They might be my favorite of the pack. Maybe they share the place with the Yosemite. Both of them look really fantastic. So yeah, I can't really tell anything bad about them because they really do look superbly fine. Also, I'm not sure why it never was a thing at the beginning of the game, but the fact like that in this, you know, Jurassic World Evolution 2, they have implemented a way that they eat from the foliage around makes the whole game so much more natural, that they just go around and just, you know, go to a plant and just keep eating. That makes a lot more sense. A lot more sense. Ooh, what's that? What's that behavior? Was it just like the standing up because they went down? Yeah. You know, as much as I love them, I still don't want to meet them up in real life at night. It just kind of doesn't feel right to meet them. But other than that, let's just go back and zoom out a little. People were saying this looks not like a feather, but like a leaf. I mean, I can't really deny or tell too much about this, but you know, it's the best I could do. Let me just zoom out a little, because it's really hard to get this even in a frame. But I think you can really tell it is a feather. Like, you know, It is a feather, though. It is. I will keep this little spot over here for the tiny animal from this pack, which I forgot the name about again. And then we do still have the place, as I said, for the Deinocheirus and the T-Rex as well. Will be put in these two sides somehow. So that was... mate, are you fine? Like, there are like 5 roads around here, and you're just taking the whole road through the water. Is it so hot today? It's not even the direct way, or are you just going straight through the lake? Really? Wow. That's some odd behavior. It's like, okay, well, don't mind me. I'm just taking that route, despite the fact I have all the space in the world to go through the middle. It's fine. Oh, by the way, this is the facility where I got all the stuff from. I even started doing this like with a bit of theming, nothing too fancy, but just making sure that we do have something over here in terms of facilities and stuff. So yeah, that's that. I really do hope you enjoyed today's episode. I certainly did enjoy it. Like, we are really getting there. The feather is being filled, as you can tell. You know, I can't really zoom out much more than that, but this is somehow how we have it. It's really good. I think we are getting there. I think we're good to go with this build. It really makes a lot of sense now. It really starts to be looking a lot more nice and fine, and just in general very nice. So I just wondered why my camera was moving without me doing anything, but that's fine, you know, things just happen. I can also use the capture mode. That makes things even more easy, I guess. Look, the thing is, the capture mode really became super nice. But I can't still go higher than that. I think this square map is just so gigantic that you can't really do much about it. But it's really starting to become really solid in terms of usability and stuff. I really do like it. Just putting a screenshot out here makes the whole thing look really neat. And I'm very happy with what Frontier did with the game just in general. Like, I said this quite some times now, but it really does make a lot of sense how they approached this recently. And also with all the feathered species and stuff, I'm just like a big fan of it. Also a big fan of these little fellows over here that just keep flying around. Not sure if that will have implications to Planet Zoo in the future. We thought the same with, you know, the addition of aviars in general, but never anything else happened, so whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did enjoy that, please do me a favor, because as you can tell, YouTube is having a hard time helping anyone, basically, other than shorts. They're just pushing out shorts. So if you listen to the video, thank you so much, because every single one of you not skipping through the video but actually looking a couple minutes helps me out a lot by telling the algorithm that you enjoy the content. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, it would really be helpful to do so, even though you get this stuff on your front page anyways, I know, but sometimes people are not subscribed even though they think they are, but it helps me out the most, because obviously YouTube then understands that people like the content. So that would be awesome. But I wish you, first of all, a wonderful weekend, a wonderful time. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I hope you enjoyed this one. Until the next one, and goodbye.